Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about a shoe review that is really interesting to me because it is a shoe that I probably wouldn't buy again. But there's nothing wrong with it, technically. But it's just, I guess, different than I expected. And mostly the reason I wouldn't buy it again is because the fit is different. But we can talk a little bit about that. But this is Wisconsin Shoe Guy, and today we're going to have a shoe review on a pair of summer split toes from Acme Shoemaker. Now, Acme Shoemaker has developed quite a rep over the last couple of years as being a really, really fine bespoke shoemaker, and they're ready to wear being at bespoke level. Now, this was a pair of summer shoes that they simply, instead of doing the full formal sole work, they just cement the soles on. Now, that is a very, very big difference in construction, but these are also they are unlined here, so you can see that they're unlined. They just have a little lining around the edge here, and that really impacts the fit. The soles themselves, and I did have toe plates put on them, are really nicely done. Now they're very thin, but that's to be expected in this kind of construction. And you can see here, I mean, they still did a really nice job with them, but it is glued, and that shaved over, be ready for this, $1,000 off the price, right? So these are $680. A lot of my shoes from Acme are $1,800 to $2,000. So a very, very big difference. Now, they didn't come with trees. I had actually written to them asking if they came with trees. They said they did, and then they didn't. And so, you know, they're doing the right thing, and they're sending me trees, which is nice. But $680 without trees, and you know, now you're looking at it saying, wow, is it worth it? And in my mind, it's a toss-up. Now, the quality of the shoes themselves, the stitching, all of that stuff is the same quality you would expect from Acme. The big difference is really in the sole work, and you know, the exterior sole work, the way you look at it, is very, very nice. So now I need to wear insoles in order to wear them because they are a little bit on the big side. And if I had thought about it, I would have said, hey, they're unlined, I need to size down. My most recent pair that I'm getting from them, I actually, I'm doing a made to measure. So we'll kind of approach that. But for these, they're just too roomy. I should have sized down, and for $680, I would prefer to just save up the money and, buy another pair of shoes. Now, if I compare these to unlined, hand-welted shoes from another maker that are also at a very, very high level, I have a pair of Macariellos that have, 11 stitches per inch on the sole. Rubber soles, but really, really, really good construction. And those shoes were about $750. So in comparison, I'm just not going to do the summer again from Acme. Now, that said, I've got another pair of split toes. I've got a pair of hole cuts. I just ordered a pair of Adelaides from them, and I love the maker. I'm just not a fan of this particular pair of shoes. So, and listen, you have a lot of shoes, and I think we've all been there where we buy a pair of shoes and we look at it, a year later in retrospect and say, maybe I shouldn't have bought those. And this is probably that set. Now, as we look at it though, if you look at the quality of the suede is just absolutely gorgeous. And you can see it's kind of a high pile suede, so you can kind of see the marks on there as you go. It is a reverse suede, so when you look on the inside here, I'll take the trees out so you can see. This is reverse suede because you can see the leather there, and it is something else, right? It really is very nicely done. It's thin, and they have a little bit of a toe stiffener in there, but the rest of it, I mean, this is super, super flexible, which is part of what they advertise it as, which is nice. And honestly, for summer, when I put the insoles in and I wear them, they're really comfortable. So, you know, me whining about that, I don't know that they're worth the price, is kind of strange. But, you know, the construction on here, like if I look at this compared to my other Acme split toes, this construction is relatively simple, right? They just sewed it over the vamp. They did a reverse stitch on the toe. And, you know, it's the apron. And this is called a French apron, by the way, and I did a video on those. But the waist is very well done. The stitching is Acme grade, right? As is the leather on the sole. So I'll probably, even though they're cemented, my thinking at the time was, well, you know, I've got 150 pairs of shoes. I'm never going to need any resold. So who cares if they're cemented? It's worth the try. It was worth the try, but heavy on the investment for what you get. So I'm probably gonna to pass on the next pair of summer shoes from them. But that is my take. So Acme summer split toes, flexible, soft, high quality uppers, but cemented construction. And for me, it's a no. But interested in your comments as you watch the video. Thanks again.